Hey, Daniel, did you ever see the movie by John Cusack, Say Anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
In your eyes, the light, the heat in your eyes. Okay, we're doing another gift from Harry Falkenberg. We already magnificent bastarded it to him.
I'm Falkenberged out, man.
Really?
Lovely guy. A lovely guy. Hold on, let me see. Does he get another one?
Oh, maybe?
Harry Falkenberg, you magnificent bastard.
He brought us all kinds of amazing treats. This is the new Highland Park Full Volume.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no-age statement release from Highland Park, which Highland Park is starting to do a lot of.
Yeah, I asked you yesterday about Highland Park. How many are? I'm thinking like maybe there's 5, 6, 7 on the outside.
No, there's now like 20.
Yeah. So many.
And like everybody else, they're contributing to the interesting named no-age statement specialty releases.
Right.
But I think Highland Park is a great whiskey to gateway into Scotch. Hence a smoke. It's usually sherry cask finish.
Which Highland Park though? Because
the 12. I would say the 12, or the Viking Honor.
see,
is
the
what they're calling it now.
Viking Honor. This to me smells more friendly than the Viking Honor for one reason.
Bourbon cask.
On the Viking Honor, I get this note of matches, like burnt matches.
Yeah, sulfur.
Yeah.
So
and that's not a friendly note for me.
for me,
I like it. But
this is all bourbon cask finish, right? And it is a higher proof, 47.2%. Now they're going full volume. They're trying to reference the era in sonic reproduction when the problem was how do you turn up the volume without distorting the sound.
Sure.
And so their box looks like a guitar amp, and it's amplification.
On the nose, it doesn't smell like they cranked up volume that much. I mean, if anything, this smells even a little sweeter and a little lighter than the 12, or I guess it's called the Viking Honor now.
Well, okay, so they did they filtered this, but they didn't totally chill filtered it. They brought it only down to about 4 Celsius.
Okay.
And normally it's an average of 0 Celsius, so freezing temperature before you chill filter.
What is the proof on this?
This is 47.2.
Okay, so it's a little
higher.
A little higher proof than, I think it's 43 on the Viking Honor.
To me, I get cedar plank.
Really?
Yeah, like when you put those ones in your closet to keep what do you call it?
Monsters?
Things that eat termites out of your building.
I keep monsters.
When you keep them out with cedar planks.
Oh yeah.
They're afraid. And monsters are afraid of cedar planks.
How do you not know
Hey,
that?
I watched Stranger Things, and cedar planks did nothing.
I need to compare this to something just light and sweet and friendly.
Deanston.
Light and sweet and friendly. I was going to say Glenfiddich, but Deanston is fine.
No, Deanston.
Light and sweet and friendly, because right now, this, in terms of Highland Park, I'm getting thrown off from the name Full Volume. I'm expected to get a little bit of a punch in the mouth here.
Let's just do the Virgin Oak.
I don't want to do it, a disservice by saying it's lighter and friendlier than it actually is, so I'm going to compare.
Honeydew, though. There's going to be a lot more.
Ooh.
There's going to be a lot more. What do you call that plant with the honeysuckle?
Okay. Yeah.
It's more floral.
Yeah.
So see how all of a sudden this has more rich, darker tones.
It does.
Than you realized when compared with an actual light, fruity, flowery kind of whiskey.
God, I kind of really like that Deanston.
No, the Deanston's freaking amazing. Deanston is one of the most underrated distilleries on the market. They just make amazing whiskey.
Ooh, is it malt?
Yeah, this one's got a lot more earth note.
A lot of earth, some malt in
and
there.
I would say malty notes in it.
Yeah, and it's almost...
I like it, though.
Yeah, it's a really faint old leather.
I like it because it's what
leather.
Highland Park tastes like when it's not overly sherried.
I'm getting a little bit of the... what's the actual biscuit cookie called?
Shortbread.
Just the tiniest bit of shortbread.
Do you have any left of the shortbreads that you wolfed down in the other episode?
I left you a couple.
No, you didn't. It's gone. Oh, it's over here.
Yeah.
Just on the notes. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
See how it's slightly... There's a little bit of funk, like there's mustiness to that.
I should.
Those are so good, man.
I should.
Those are maybe the best shortbread cookies on the market.
Yeah, they're really good.
Simply Cornish.
Now we're going to need to compare it to all of the other Highland Parks.
Yeah, it's not happening. Read some comments.
Half of the other, only 10 other Highland Parks.
Yeah.
Bowagoob.
Makes sense.
Hey guys, longtime viewer, first time poster. You have done a best whiskeys for beginners video.
Yes.
And best whiskeys for advanced whiskey drinkers video. How about best whiskey for the intermediate whiskey drinker?
That's called whiskey, my friend.
Go drink
It's called go get one.
Go drink some whiskey.
Now, okay, we get asked this all the time, and our recommendation we don't say enough is the best thing you could do as a new whiskey drinker is do your homework to find a local bar with a decent whiskey selection.
Yeah.
Because at a bar, you could try 20 different whiskeys over the period of a few months without committing to a full bottle of each every single time.
Sure.
And that will help you narrow down your preferences. And plus, it's always been good to be known at a bar for being the guy who shows up and drinks good whiskey.
Yeah,
that'll pay off for you later.
They'll pull special things aside
Yeah,
for you.
so do your testing at the bar, not at full bottle retail.
Or get a bunch of whiskey collecting friends and become a mooch.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't consider myself a beginner as I have been drinking whiskey for several years. However, recently started to expand my palate beyond the preference of bourbon. I have dabbled in the world of Scotch. I've tried some Monkey Shoulder, a couple of other ones. I've enjoyed them. I'm not sure I'm ready for Ardbeg or Lefroy.
Yeah, probably not.
Well, go to a bar and try it out. Lefroy is pretty common. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm sure there are other folks out there like me. In the meantime, keep up the good work. I really enjoy your videos. Thank you.
Try Highland Park. I put that comment in here because I think Highland Park could be a good gateway into more smoky, rich stuff.
I feel
maybe not this one.
I feel like the Highland Park, at least like the main normal standard regular one, the Viking Honor. I think that has more aggressiveness isn't the right word, but more bigness.
It does, and it's also more plum rich. It's more rich.
Yeah, and I think it's actually a slightly lower proof too, which is It have
it's like 43.
Bigger, more vivacious and vibrant flavors, and it's a slightly lower proof. So full volume, I think that was a little
Dude, freaking nailed it. It's 43.
I told you 43. Earlier in the video, Chad, replay the moment where I said it's 43. What is the proof on
this? This is 47.2.
Okay, so it's a little
higher.
A little higher proof than I think it's 43 on the Viking Honor. You think it didn't happen?
I don't remember it at all.
It happened.
I'm having a biscuit.
Jeremy McCullough. Any Scotch suggestions for a bourbon Irish whiskey drinker who is interested in at least experimenting with Scotch?
Glenfarclas 12.
And Glenfiddich 12 if you want to get just light and really friendly.
Cardew 12. Not peated at all. And it's the basis of all the Johnny Walker blends.
Now, one of them that's very common but it's also pretty pricey is Balvenie Doublewood.
Yeah, yep, that's got a little more texture.
Yeah.
Benriach 12 is awesome.
And then if you just want to prove to everybody that you're a man.
Deanston 12 has a hint of black pepper.
No, black pepper, shut up.
No, Deanston 12. 12, that's not the 12.
What is this?
That's the no age statement virgin oak.
Oh.
Deanston 12.
Did you just leave your cookie here?
That was for you. I broke it apart. I've been breaking pieces off. I gave you a piece of cookie. Quit whining.
Looking for
and I even just used the word cookie for you.
It happened. It happened. Let the memes flow. Any good peated scotches? No, are there any good non-peated scotches? That would be a good starting point.
We just named a bunch.
We just named.
You're good.
Paul Calvi. Hi, Daniel.
Oh, all right. Bring it on.
You've explained.
You are no one.
You've explained before how distillers will lower the proof of their whiskey to a desired level, but could you please explain the process of chill filtering, assuming it's not the same, and how this impacts the proof? I always thought that chill filtering lowers the proof. Is that right? Is it possible to have a higher proof whiskey that is chill filtered?
Yes.
Or a lower proof whiskey that is not chill filtered? Does a whiskey need to be a higher proof to have that cloudy look?
No, well, opposite of that. So, filtration does not change alcohol content. It changes the esters and the fatty acids and the proteins that are in the whiskey.
Okay.
Right? So here's what happened. Around the late 20th century, or early 20th century actually, around the early 20th century, people realized that if you chilled whiskey down to a certain temperature, like, for example, with ice, this coincided with ice becoming more common at bars and things like that, whiskey would turn cloudy, which didn't look that great, because people viewed that as somehow dirty whiskey. Right? What they also realized was if you chill a whiskey down to roughly freezing temperature, and this is an estimate, some people do it lower, some people slightly higher, but roughly 0 Celsius, and then filter it through a high filtration, you remove a lot of the components that when a whiskey is cooled make it look cloudy. So you make a whiskey look brighter, shinier, and cleaner on the rocks, which most of the drinking public interprets as higher quality. It's catering to the lowest common denominator of people who interpret something that's actually a lesser richness as a better quality simply because it looks nice. This is like people thinking that pretty people are more interesting than ugly people. It's a lowest common denominator situation. Now, here's what, when you chill filter, so you lower the temperature of the whiskey to around freezing. Which, if you've ever done that with anything, put it in the freezer or something like that, it gets dense and sort of viscous. Right? And then you push it through paper filter or a mesh metallic filter to remove a lot of the esters and the fatty acids that will cloud up a whiskey.
It kind of seems like you're taking out some of the interesting bits.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening, because those fatty acids and the esters and the proteins, they contribute not only to the taste but the smell of the whiskey.
So you are neutering the whiskey for the sake of it being a little bit more visually...
looking pretty.
Looking pretty.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're screwing with the richness to make something look good.
Yeah, I can see how that's annoying.
Now, one of the guys I was reading and wrote about this said it's hard to know whether it makes any dramatic change or not. Because nobody releases back to back, one not filtered and one filtered.
Okay.
But I have an example of Dalmore.
No, so hold on. You get the thing. An example of Dalmore. We're talking about chill filtering, though. What you're about to show us, I got a glimpse. This is beyond chill filtering.
Yeah, and coloring.
Okay.
But coloring doesn't add flavors.
This is a whole other thing.
Yeah.
This is the difference between chill filtering and not chill filtering, and then also Dalmore adds E150 something.
Caramel coloring.
Caramel coloring.
E150A caramel coloring.
If you want to see what Dalmore looks like, unchill filtered and uncolored.
Okay. This is Dalmore 15.
Right. So dark.
On the shelf.
So dark, man.
So rich and cherry and so beautiful and rich and
densely vivacious.
So here's the thing about Scotland is they do independent casking companies. So an independent company will buy a cask from a distillery and do an independent release of that whiskey. Well, we have an exclusive cask release, which is from Total Wine, of a 15-year-old Dalmore.
Nice.
What does it look like, Rex? It looks like that.
Looks like white wine.
Look at that. That is supposedly the same whiskey.
Okay.
One of them made by Dalmore, adding E150A and chill filtering, and one of them not adding E150A, and I don't think they're chill filtering that, and they're releasing a cask strength.
This is pretty damn clear, though.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. The clearness only matters below 46% alcohol. Anything over 46% alcohol, and you don't have to worry about the cloudiness.
This is 54, almost 55%.
Cask strength, right?
Yeah.
So they only realized cloudy was showing up when they were watering down their whiskey enough that it got cloudy after they added it to water.
By the way, this is 40. This is 40. They stretched that out.
Yes, they did. Okay, so this is what Dalmore releases as their 15.
Oh, it's a really good cookie, man.
Yeah, you with water. You're going to need to clear your palate.
No.
And this is what the Dalmore 15 cask strength looks like when someone just bought a cask of Dalmore. Dude, they are 30 to 40% difference in the nose alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see how this still has the classic Dalmore walnut?
No, it's Dalmore.
Yeah.
I
think still smells like Dalmore.
40% is too much.
30, 25, 20, 10, 15, 18 and a half.
Dude, I'm saying 20.
You know what's weird is this has more funk to it. This has more character.
Yeah?
This tastes smoother, but I wonder if it's just higher proof. I should have smelled more before I committed. It's still that walnut waxy sort of note.
Man, for 50-something%, that is so easy.
Oh, and it's more, there's richer. It's got more spiky notes. It's,
Spiky?
Yeah.
I'm getting...
Try that, dude. You'll see what I mean by more spiky. Okay, now go back to that.
Yeah, that Dalmore's damn near water.
Yeah.
At 40%.
So tasting this makes you wish you could have tried all the other Dalmores right from the cask.
All right, so compared...
Because this is a more complex and more interesting whiskey.
Compared to the 40%, I wouldn't say spiky, but lively.
It's lively.
Yeah.
Now this will taste rich and smooth and like 10 years older than it is. So recommendations for most unique bourbon.
Yes, most unique bourbons.
Has to be bourbon.
We're going to do a top 10 list. And put it in the comments below. Didn't have to be 10 recommendations, but the bourbons that you feel like, in terms of bourbons, this is a unique, interesting example of what is possible in bourbondom. Comments below.
All right, which Delmore are you going to go out with? Yeah, that's what I would have done. Here's to fighting, stealing, drink. I'm switching back to Highland Park.
If you fight, may you fight for a friend.
If you steal, may you steal a lover's heart.
If you drink,
may you drink with us.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us in the Whiskey Vault. Don't forget to throw in a like, hit that subscribe button on the bottom right, and drop a question or comment down below.